2024 is coming to an end. For many of us, it's been a year of ups and downs, wins to celebrate, mistakes to learn from, and dreams still waiting to be chased. But here's the truth. Most people will enter 2025 the same way they entered 2024, full of hope but empty on action. If you are watching this, you are different. You are ready to stop surviving and start thriving. In the next few minutes, I'll share with you 10 life-changing facts that have the power to redefine your mindset, your goals, and your entire life in 2025. So stick with me till the end. These aren't just words. Each fact comes with a story of real people who turned struggles into growth, setbacks into comebacks, and dreams into reality. So let's begin. Write this moment down because this is where your new year starts. If you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. So this is the real story about the wake-up call. Meet Chad Robertson, a software engineer working at a tech company. He earned 6 figures but felt really miserable. Every day he coded for someone else's product while his own dream, a budgeting app for families, sat untouched for years. One night, scrolling social media, he saw a quote, "If you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs." That hit him like lightning. He decided to dedicate just 2 hours a day to his dream after work and no excuses. Fast forward 2 years, Chad's app hit 1 million downloads, helping thousands of families manage their money. He quit his job to work on it full time. So the lesson learned here is every day you wait, you are helping someone else's dream grow while yours collects dust on top of it. Start small, start messy, but start right now. This takeaway challenge here is write down your dream. What's one action you can take today to move closer to your dream? The next one is take risks. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. So this is a story about the bold decision. In 2015, Caitlin Miller, a lawyer earning 6 figures, quit her job to pursue her passion, sustainable fashion. She invested her savings, launched her clothing line, and at first it flopped. Caitlin could have stopped there, but instead of hiding, she started a blog documenting her failures, what went wrong, lessons learned, and tips for others. That blog, it turned into a 7-figure consulting business, helping startups avoid her mistakes. Caitlin now says, if you take a risk and fail, you don't lose, you gain experience. That experience can guide others. So the lesson learned here is winning makes you a leader, failing makes you a guide. Either way, you grow. Takeaway challenge for you is what's one calculated risk you have been avoiding? Write it down, break into smaller steps, and take action in 2025. Next, number 3 is a path without obstacles leads nowhere. So here's a real life example of facing challenges head on. Liam, a 20-year-old aspiring boxer, was knocked down his first day in the gym. He was embarrassed. He considered quitting, but his coach told him, obstacles aren't sign-ups to stop. They are tests to see how bad you want it. Over the next 3 years, Liam trained harder than anyone. He got knocked down 147 times in matches but stood back up 148 times. Today, Liam owns his gym, teaching kids how to stand tall through life's struggles. So the lesson learned here is a smooth road never leads to greatness. Obstacles are not your enemy. They are the path to growth. So the takeaway challenge for you is Write down one obstacle holding you back. Break it into small, actionable steps. In 2025, tackle it one step at a time. Next is past is a nice place to visit, but not a good place to stay. So this is a story about letting go. Farah, a 48-year-old coffee shop owner in Detroit, lost everything: her house, her marriage, and her confidence. For years, she lived in the what ifs. One day, a customer told her, "You can't rewrite chapter 1, but you can start chapter 20. That woke her up. Clara took a business loan, expanded her shop, and started hiring single moms, giving them the second chance she once needed. So the lesson learned here is the past can be changed, but the future can. Don't let yesterday's regrets steal today's opportunities. So the takeaway challenge for you is write down one thing you are holding on to from 2024 or beyond. Let it go. Start fresh in 2025. Next is you are not paid for having a brain, but for using it intelligently. This is about execution over ideas. You can have thousands of different ideas, but if you can't execute it properly and take action, that's worthless. When David Kelly started IDEO, clients paid him for ideas, but David quickly realized that ideas are worthless unless they are put into action. He told his team, "We won't just brainstorm, we'll prototype, fail fast, and build solutions." IDEO went on to design Apple's first mouse and other world-changing innovations. Contrast to this story, a guy who once had $1 million idea, never took an action. 10 years later, someone else did and built a business. So the lesson learned here is ideas don't pay bills, results do. So execution is everything. So here is a takeaway challenge for you. Write down one idea you have been putting it off. What's the first step to make it real? Take it now. So the next one on my list is honesty is an expensive gift, and don't expect that from the cheap people. Here is a lesson about the value of trust. Marcus partnered with an old friend to open a restaurant. A year later, the friend disappeared, stealing profits and leaving Marcus broke. He was so furious, Marcus asked his mentor for advice. His mentor said, "Dishonest people are teachers. They teach who not to trust." Marcus didn't give up. He reopened the restaurant alone, and today he is thriving. So trust is earned, not given. Protect your honesty, adds value to your life. So evaluate your relationship, who adds value and who drains it. Clean your circle in 2025, and that will go a long way. Next one is, if you don't climb the mountain, you can't see the view. Meet Sophia Hayes, a girl who was told her whole life she was too weak to do anything, physically demanding. Growing up with asthma, even climbing stairs left her breathless. By age 20, she had grown tired of people defining her limits. She decided to take control of her life by tackling something unimaginable, climbing a mountain. Her goal was Colorado's Mount Albert, the tallest peak in the state. Sophia's first climb was a disaster. Her asthma kicked in, her legs sped like jelly, and halfway up, tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "I can't do this." She turned back, defeated, but something inside her changed. When she got home, Sophia saw her reflection and said, "I can't let this mountain define me. I'll climb it on my own terms." She started small, walking every day, building her lung strength and preparing for 6 months. When she tried again, every step was a fight. At 12,000 feet, the cold air clawed at her lungs, and the summit seemed impossible. But she didn't quit. When she reached the peak, the sunrise was breaking through the clouds. turning the sky into gold. Sophia cried, not out of pain, but because she finally saw what was possible. When she didn't let fear win, she said, I realized life is just like the climb. You'll want to quit, but the view at the top makes the struggle worth it. We all have mountains to climb, whether it's a personal fear, a fitness goal, or starting that business. The climb will be hard, but the reward, life-changing clarity. Write down your mountain for 2025. Is it improving your health, launching your dream project, or strengthening relationship? Break the climb into smaller steps and commit to taking the first one. You will definitely win. Challenges make life interesting, right? And overcoming them makes life meaningful. So this is the next lesson. This is the story of Maya Gomez, a single mom who worked 3 jobs to make the ends meet. Her life was a real struggle. Her life was a cycle of exhaustion. Wake up at 4 a.m., work a morning shift, pick up groceries, take care of her son, Aaron, then head to 2 more jobs before collapsing into bed. One night, after coming home late, she saw Aaron waiting up for her. He looked her in the eye and asked, Mom, why do you work so hard? With tears rolling down her face, she said, because one day I want you to have choices I never had. This is a really heartbreaking story. My challenges weren't just struggles, they were seeds of purpose. Her sacrifices allowed Aaron to focus on his education. Years later, Maya sat in the front row of Aaron's college graduation as he gave his speech. My mom taught me that life is not easy, but every challenge brings meaning. Her struggles gave me the life I have today. The crowd erupted in applause, and Maya's tears fell again, not from pain, but from pride. Lesson here is, challenges are not meant to break you. They shape you, and often they give you a purpose to others who depend on you. Life becomes meaningful when you overcome what seems impossible. So the takeaway challenge for you here is, what's the biggest challenge you faced in 2024 or beyond that? Write it down. Instead of seeing it as a burden, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I grow even stronger in 2025 and in the upcoming years? What you did yesterday still looks big to you, right? So here is the next thing that I want you to focus on. What you did yesterday still looks big to you, then you have not done much today. Anita Liu was a 30-year-old writer who became an overnight sensation when her first novel hit the bestseller list. She celebrated for months, interviews, parties, social media posts, and about her success. But then she realized something terrifying. She had not written a single word in months. Anita was so busy celebrating yesterday's success that she forgot to work toward her future. One evening, staring at her blank computer screen, she said to herself, if my first book was my only success, did I ever really succeed? She shut off all the social media accounts, stopped living off the past, and returned to the keyboard. In 1 year, she wrote and published 2 more books, both of which outperformed her previous debut book. Anita now says yesterday's wins are milestones and not a finish lines. Success is not a one-time event, it's a process. If you are still talking about what you did yesterday, you are not building anything today. Growth requires you to keep moving, keep improving, and keep building. So write down your biggest win from 2024. Now ask yourself, what's next? What's the bigger goal that you wanted to take on for the next upcoming year, 2025? And you can have like endless possibilities of dreams and goals you can focus upon. Just choose one, focus, and just head on the challenge. The difference between a corrupt person and an honest one is price versus value. That's the next fact of life that I want you to focus up on. This is the story of a Captain Chelsea Sully Sullenberger, the pilot of US Airways Flight 1549. In 2009, minutes after takeoff, both engines failed. With no runway nearby, Sully had more seconds to decide. The air traffic controller told him to return to the airport, but Sully knew attempting a turn could be fatal. Instead, he made a bold choice. He landed the plane on the Hudson River. Every single passenger and crew member, 155 lives survived. When praised as a hero, Sully humbly said, "I just did what was right. You can't put a price on people's lives." His story became a symbol of integrity. Sully valued life above everything else. While others in his position might have prioritized rules or fear of blame, compare Sully's actions to companies or leaders who cut corners for profit, sacrificing safety, trust, or values. Corrupt people have a price. They will sell out for the right amount. Honest people live by values, principles that can be bought. So, what are your core values? Write down 3 principles you refuse to compromise in 2025. No matter the cost, let those values guide you and your every decision that you make. So, these are the 10 life-changing facts, which are not just words, they are real-life lessons. Lessons proved by real people who decide to take action. As 2024 comes to an end, ask yourself, what story will I write in 2025? Will you climb your mountain? Will you take a risk? Will you stop living in the past and start building your future? This new year is a blank page, and you are the author, you are the story writer of your own life. If one of these lessons resonated with you, drop it in the comments below. Which fact will guide you in 2025? Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now, start strong, and make 2025 the year you stop surviving and start thriving. Happy New Year. Let's make this year a great one and a legendary one.